you ever lost a loved one, a spouse, parent, maybe even a child? You know how hard and painful life can be without them. But as I found out, there is a very unique place here in Arizona helping grieving families navigate through life after catastrophic loss. About 100 miles outside the hustle and bustle of the valley, a special place exists in the town of Cornville.
And it's so green and lush here.
A 10-acre farm.
It's like an oasis in the desert.
Nestled right along Oak Creek, where the dogs roam free and Wilbur's belly almost touches the ground.
So we have 5 horses, 5 dogs, 7 sheep, and a pig.
It might sound like a traditional farm, but it certainly isn't.
It's a place where people feel the presence.
A place to grieve, to cry, to remember.
You can feel connected, they can feel like they belong, they can feel their sadness, their longing, their despair without anyone trying to change it.
This is the Selah Carefarm, the only care farm in the world created to help families suffering from traumatic loss. Started by a woman who knows it well.
It's the worst possible thing that could happen in a family system.
Joanne Cacciatore gave birth to a stillborn daughter in 1994.
I wasn't sure if I was going to survive. There were several points I thought, I'm not going to live through this. This is going to kill me.
The pain she felt unbearable.
I said to myself one day, if I live, I'm going to help other families who are going through this.
Since the mid-90s, Joanne's made it her life mission to help parents who have lost a child. The grief counselor's newest project, inspired by this horse.
I rescued this horse that was being beaten on a trail, had been starved for what the vet said would have been many years. And I could see, you know, the pain of that animal, and I connected with it.
And so did the family she worked with.
They could see their own pain reflected in this horse. And I said, there's something really powerful going on here.
That got Joanne thinking.
So I started researching, are there farms, are there therapeutic farms where humans can connect with animals? And I found care farming. Of which there are really none in the United States.
So she opened up her own last year, where grieving humans and abused animals bond in a unique way.
They see themselves reflected in this animal and they go, oh, that's me too. How jumpy I am, how easily startled I am. And they start to work through their own sort of psychological distress.
Each month, 60 to 70 families visit.
So everything we do with intention. So like there's lavender planted here because eventually...
Many spend the day here, meeting with Joanne and honoring their loved ones.
This is Giddy's. This was from his pillowcase, and his parents tied it on this tree.
All around the property, reminders of those gone too soon.
This is from Noah's blanket. Little baby who died.
Along with powerful signs.
I love the last line of that. There are no unsacred places. There are only sacred places and desecrated places.
And special spots found in every corner.
So this is the quiet place.
For people to meditate and pray.
And this old ash, this beautiful old ash tree that's heard lots of tears, just stands there like the perfect therapist.
People come from right here in Arizona to as far away as Egypt and Cambodia, because grief connects us all.
And there is a sense of oneness and solidarity. There is a sense of, I'm not the only one who's been through this horrible thing.
Yeah, I remember driving to the hospital crying, thinking I can't wait to meet her and I can't wait to hold her.
Jennifer Huberty knows Joanne's pain. She also gave birth to a stillborn daughter.
She was full term. We don't know, why she died.
That was 7 years ago. But the pain of losing a child never goes away.
Grief is every single day in my life.
It's a daily struggle with ups and downs.
I'm a professor at ASU, and if I was having grieving emotions and I have to go to a meeting, I have to put on my game face and go to a meeting and literally suppress the feelings that I'm having.
But not here.
I don't have to put on my game face. I'm not the ASU professor. I'm just a mom of a daughter who isn't here.
On this day, Jennifer looks through the medallion tree, a special remembrance spot at the farm, hoping to find her daughter's name.
I know I'll find it. There's not that many of these.
Soon, she does.
Yeah, here it is, right here. That's cool.
Her precious rein etched in metal.
It's kind of sad because, it reminds you that I'm not here. But yeah, this is her medallion.
But it's here Jennifer celebrates Rain and the lessons she's taught her.
Even though she's not physically here, I've learned so much from her, and mostly just what blessings can come from tragedy.
One of those blessings is Joanne and her healing place in the high country, where Jennifer and other grieving families can celebrate and connect with their children miles from everyday life. And by the end of the year, Joanne hopes to start building an actual home on the farm for grieving families to stay so they can really get that full experience. She's also working to develop a training program so that this model can be recreated in other communities. And guys, it is truly a magical place. Just watching that gives me chills. And as soon as my photog surgeon and I, we stepped out of the car, we felt a weird presence. And it was this kind of comfort and this feeling. And it's just truly incredible what she's done. And the woman that you know, her Jennifer, she's an ASU professor. She went on to raise $26,000 this year, and they're going to do a special project there. And so it's helping so many people, and it's literally in our own backyard, just 100 miles away.
It's a beautiful story and in a beautiful place.
Oh, I'm so glad you did that. I've heard so much about this facility and fundraising efforts for it. And I had watched an interview previously with Joanne, just a kind of a long one online. And I mean, she had talked about how people try to comfort you when you can't be comforted. There are no words to take care of what they're going through. And that silence of the animals is really what gives that peace.
And crying is okay. She said you can cry here.
Do it.
There are so many animals and, you know, trees that will be your therapist. And so it was a magical place.
I'm glad you shared that with us, Kylie. Thank you so much. Well,